It's Chellbee, and today I am here with a Bible study with me video. So today I am going to be cracking open my first faith journal, the spiral bound version. Mind you, this is the very first one I made, so there are some imperfections in it, and that's the reason why I'm using it. Since I didn't want to just throw it away and I did not want to sell it. So this was kind of the first one I made. You can see this has like the corner edge on it, which mine do not, that I sell, because I just didn't feel like it looked that great. But anyways, so this was like my test version, me trying out everything and getting it in order. And this is what it actually looks like now, just as an FYI. Since if you order one now, it no longer looks like this. It actually looks like this. The spirals look a little bit different from this one. Obviously, only I would probably notice that. Most people would just see another journal. But nonetheless, this is what they look like if you order them. Anywho, so what we are here for today, doing a Bible study with me video. I'm currently still reading Isaiah. I'm in Isaiah 26, and I left off on verse 11. So I'm going to be starting at 12 today. And page 1. So this is not what the first page would be if you purchased one, just as an FYI. But because this was the first one I made, it does kind of have some errors and the pages are kind of out of order. But nonetheless, I'm going to be starting with this page. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start writing. I'm super excited to use this book. I have been wanting to have a spiral version of my faith journal for probably about 4 years now, for a really long time. I've been trying to make this happen. So it's just such a blessing just to even be in this moment right now, writing in the first one. I really wanted to finish my regular bound one before I started to work on this. So that's why it's taking me so long to actually use this. But anyways, like I said, I'm in book 26, chapter 26. I'm in verse 12 is where I'm starting today. Today is July the 5th. Yesterday was the 4th, so that's an easier day to remember. And this book is laid out a little bit differently than the traditional faith journal. So if you've been around here for a while, you are familiar with this version of my faith journal, which is really thick, and it has like, I don't know, I think, yeah, 18 weeks, I think, is in here. So it has a lot more weeks than this one does, since you can only have so many pages in here. But nonetheless, it is laid out a little bit differently, so it doesn't have the gratitude as the first part. But it does have some new things that I like to do, like defining the word. So yeah, let's hop into the actual study. So I'm going to pause you guys for a minute so that I can take a moment to go ahead and read my verses for today and decide where I'm going to kind of stop. And then I'll start back once I'm done with that. All right, so I read verse 12 and I actually went to 15, but I feel like 14 and 15 is a lot and I would want to spend a little bit more time in it. So I'm not going to go through those today. I'm just going to stop at 13. So I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll read a little bit further and see like, do I feel like I can include this in today's study, or does it need a little bit more time? So today I'm just doing 2 verses, which may not seem like a lot, but that is why it takes me so long to get through the book. Because I just want to make sure I'm really meditating on it, getting the opportunity to take what God is trying to reveal to me during the study. And not just rushing through just to say like I read it, essentially, is really what I try to focus on when I Bible study now. So today's verses are 12 and 13. And I think my standout verse, or I know my standout verse, is 13, which says, "O Lord, our God, other lords besides you have ruled over us, but your name alone we bring remembrance to." It resonated with me. It made me think about false gods and how sometimes we magnify false gods, and that false god can be the idea of a certain career or success. It could be money. It can be a number of things, right? False gods can really be anything that we place before God. So that verse just stood out to me because of that. because sometimes we let other things rule us outside of God. But in the end, it's only God who we're going to remember. Well, God willing. I mean, if you don't, I would hate to see your judgment day. Just saying. So that's 13. Okay. And sorry, this is distracting me. I love that it says you've done all of our work for us. Because he has. Like, this is still true even today. Like, he's always providing for us, doing everything, providing us with everything that we need, whether we recognize it or not. So I just love that verse as well. Sometimes I get a little torn about like choosing a verse, but yeah, I love both of those. But that all our works really stood out to me. And I would normally be highlighting this, but I haven't been highlighting in my like physical Bible lately. I've just been doing it in the app. But since I'm recording with you guys today, that's why I'm not getting to highlight anything. But anywho, so I want to define remembrance. Just because that was a part of my standout verse, and I just want to make sure I really understand what that means. So I'm going to pull up my app and pull up the definition for remembrance in the Strong's definition and get the Strong number, and then also get the word in Hebrew. Okay, so I defined remembrance, and there were several words in there in the Strong definition. Remind, mention, to record, recall, think on. So usually I just, swap out those words here so that I can kind of just reread it. So for example, I would say, "O Lord, our God, other lords besides you have ruled over us, but your name alone we bring to mention," would be probably the best word that fits based on the synonyms or definition that I got from Strong's, and then just based on the way that this sentence is written, I would say mention would be the best option to stick right here. But obviously, remembrance is a common word, so I did obviously know what it meant, but it never hurts to like look it up, dig a little bit deeper in your study. So that's essentially what I was doing there. I did also take a moment to read the voice translation of verse 12 and 13, just to make sure I was pulling from the verse, what I thought I was pulling from the verse. Sometimes it just helps to read different translations, see if there's any additional understanding you can gain. I feel like I'm talking really fast, so I'm going to slow it down. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and write my observation for today. You will notice that the prayer section is no longer on this page. It now has its own page, and I'm trying to try to find one. Like I said, this book is out of order since it was one of my first ones I made, or it actually is the first one I made. So it's terribly out of order. But yeah, so this is what my prayer journal looks like now in the new version. And this is the back page as well. So you have basically 2 pages to go ahead and write your day of prayer in. Or I guess you could technically journal them separately, like if you wanted to have a day where you just put prayers for those in need and answer prayers, and then you wanted to have like your prayer where maybe it's just for you. I don't know. However you would like to do it. It is written, it is formatted in a way to where you can actually jot down the scriptures that you're standing on, because I do think that that's really, really important. So that is one of the changes that you'll see in this faith journal that's not in the original faith journal that's available on Amazon and in my shop. And yeah, so I thought it was important to have that space to write the scriptures you're standing on, so I took it off of this page. Just a random thought that I wanted to share today. Anyways, now that I've talked enough about the faith journal, I'm going to go ahead and write my observation for today. And basically, if you've been around here for a while, you know that the observation section is literally you just summarizing what you read. So that is what I'm going to be doing here. All right. So, my observation for today is, Lord, you gave us perfect peace, and all that we have is because of you. Many gods have ruled over us besides you, but it will be you, Lord God, that we mention. Again, I just used my strong definition instead of remembrance, but obviously I could have wrote remembrance as well, since they are one and the same. And I also am going to go ahead and write my applying to life section, which I feel like I kind of already touched on at the very beginning, that essentially this sorry, I kind of got at a loss for words. The reference to other lords, being ruled by other lords, it made me think about false gods, and how sometimes we can allow ourselves to be, I'm moving my hand so much, you guys, and sometimes we can allow ourselves to be controlled or ruled by other gods, false idols, instead of our one true God, Elohim, Yahweh. And how at the end of the day, hope, God willing, you know, through salvation and redemption, right? When it's time to remember a God, to recall a God, to mention God, the one true God, Elohim, Yahweh, is going to be the God that we remember, not our false idols. So not money, not whatever else that we've given stock to or given priority to over God. Pretty sure I spelled trials wrong. I feel like I always do. Always put trails instead of trials. Knocking stuff over. That was gonna bother me, you guys. I'm sorry. I'll have to fix that. So that is what I learned today. I'm making up a bunch of noise. That was my takeaway for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little Bible study with me, or I think it was quick. Don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. I'm definitely planning on doing more of these, especially now that I kind of figured out a really quick setup where I can share with you guys. If you guys have any ideas, any content you want to see from me, please do make sure you drop it in the comments below. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying safe and being blessed. Until next time, you guys, bye.